In this video, we're going to dive into 2008 silver buying and what's going on, speed it up to 2011. I started working with silver and gold in 2008. So this is my story. This is going to be a little different video than my normal coin shop videos, but I figured since I have a few thousand subscribers now, there'd be a good time to do a video like this. I hope you folks like this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 4,500 subscribers by the end of October. So running a little short there, so if you can please subscribe. If you're not yet subscribed, I'd love to have you. All my content will always be free. Let's just get into the video right now. Let's start with 2008. I was living in Maine in 2008. I'll let that information out the door. And I was working at a hospital in Lewiston, Maine. And my hours were from 5 p.m. to 1:30 in the morning. And so I worked from Monday through Friday. Those were my hours from 5 p.m. to 1:30 in the morning. So we have an idea what's going on. During the weekends, I had off. Not me. I didn't take the weekends off. I went to the flea market to sell silver at the flea market. I had a table. I had junk silver, and I had silver eagles, and I had some wheat pennies. I had some steel pennies. I had some other copper British pennies, the big boys. I'll tell you guys that about a minute how I got my hands on those. That's how I started off. I also had some baseball cards that I was selling. I had some odds and ends. You know, I would go around to different yard sales and pick up odds and ends and try to have some of that extra income too. You know, flip items for myself to make a little bit of extra cash. And how I obtained some of the silver that I did get was some of it was off of eBay at the time. A lot of it came from coin shows. So your local coin shows at the time were very, very good. I got a lot of deals where I was able to up the price a little bit, make some money, keep flipping it. That's how I started off in this business. Okay, this is how I started out. And at 2008, you didn't see a lot of so-called stackers out there. You just didn't. People were more collecting the coins. You know, they want to fill up their little books for the silver quarters, their dimes, their half dollars. I had a little bit of everything. And normally I sold them in the cardboard flips, as most of you guys have seen those. And I did have some Morgan dollars and some Peace dollars at the time too. And, you know, that's how I really started out with really getting involved with the coins and stuff. And, but, you know, you had to have, really in Maine, you at the time, so you had to have a precious metal second-hand dealer license. So I didn't have that license. So I really could not sell the rounds, the bars at the time. And one of the local coin shops up in Maine, he found I was out there. It's probably about 4 or 5 miles down the road from him. Maybe a little bit more. You know, I would say maybe 8 miles down the road from him. He comes down there and he started yelling at me. I need a license, so I show him the law. I says, whoa. I says, this is how your father started out, was down here. And you guys built that big shop up where you're at now. I says, I'm doing everything by the books, too. You just don't like me down here because my prices are cheaper than you. You are a highway robbery coin shop, and you just don't want me down here. Well, he started trying to get the owner, get me kicked out of the flea market. That was not going to happen. The owner basically told him to get the hell out of Dodge. So, I mean, I did meet a few famous people. I mean, you know, I don't want to say famous people, but, you know, I mean, you know, I did meet a few singers and stuff like that. I won't say who. But even the governor at the time came down to my table. Angus King came down and bought a few silver quarters and a few halves for me at the time. And there was a couple of heavy weightlifters that came down and bought some silver at the time, too, for me. And, you know, that's how you get going in, you know, if you're going to flip coins and stuff like that, too. The flea market is a good place to really do that. But I had a young girl, she was from Massachusetts, and she brought me a half Walking Liberty half dollar. It was a 1921D. So I looked up in the Red Book at the time, folks, and she had a very nice looking coin. And she just came back from that coin shop I was just talking to you. He offered her $300 for it. I told her, I said, no, this is worth, I couldn't remember how much it was worth at the time, so forgive me. I told her to send it to NGC. She sent it to NGC. The coin came back as an MS62. My guess at the time was an AU59. That was my guess at the time. I'm not, I was not really up to par on coins that much. I'm going to be honest with you. I was young. I was green. But I still had enough knowledge to tell her to send this coin in. So she sent it in later in the summertime. She came back. It was getting close to the fall time. Probably about September. And I told her to take it down to the Portland, Maine on Forest Avenue coin shop and see what he was going to offer her. And it booked for $4,500. I said, well, if you can get it for about $4,000, but you're doing pretty gosh darn good for me. He gave her book price. He had to buy it at $5,000 for it. The guy wanted it so bad, and so he gave her book price for this coin. She was trying to come back to me and give me a couple $100, and I said, no, I don't want your money. She said, you saved me from this fool up here. Was going to give me $300. And so I questioned, I questioned the guy who offered the $300. I knew who she was talking to. And because I had a picture on my phone, and at the time I had a flip phone, so the picture was not that great. All right, I'll be honest there. The phone was not that great. And he says, I never seen her in my life. So I says, yeah, all right. And, me and him choose some words because he knew who I was and I knew who he was. But, it's always good to be honest in all these situations. You don't want to take advantage of anybody in the coin business because, it's going to come back and haunt you, I do believe. If you have a rare coin, be honest, and this is really more towards the other coin shops out there if they're listening. Be honest with your customers. That is the best way to go about doing business. It's the stackers, us stackers are trying to find the most silver and gold for the best price out there. Just to back up a few things, 2008, you didn't see a lot of stackers. You saw a lot more collectors. They were mostly guys. I had a few females, okay, very few. But, normally when the females came, they were with the husbands, and the females started to get into it too. And now this has changed since from 2008. We're seeing more and more female stackers out there, which I think it's great that the females are come on board, and, everybody's welcome on this channel, okay? Everybody is welcome here. I think it's great that more and more people are waking up, and now more and more people are starting to stack than collect. Is collecting ever going to go away? I don't think so. Because I do have some stuff that I probably will never give up, unless I really need to. That was my last bit of silver that I had, and I had to eat something. Yeah, I would give it up then. But, it seems like if we stack, we also turn into a little bit of a collector also at the same time. So things have changed because the times have changed. And really, I am glad to see it changing for the better. We have to teach our younger ones out there. I made videos about that before. We have to try to train our younger population in our families, especially if we all start trying to do that. It will come around where more and more people wake up. I say, if you can get them educated, the younger, the better. I got some kids that come in with their parents, 5, 6 years old, and they're trying to fill up little books right now with their silver dimes, their silver quarters, their half dollars. They're looking for dates, and we try to help them. We're not a coin shop that really lets people pick through the 90% silver. You come in, you want $10 face, we're going to grab a handful. We're going to throw it to the counter, put in $10, and it's going to spit out $10, and the rest will deposit it back into the other tray. And we just throw it back. But if someone's really looking for a special date, we're going to try to get that special date for that kid. The key dates, you ain't going to find them in those trays, but, you know, the key dates are getting harder and harder to find on the dimes, you know, on anything. And if it's a key date, it's a key date, and it's just getting harder and harder to find these different dates for the younger ones out there. And, you know, the best way to start the kids out when they're really young, 5, 6 wheat pennies. Get them a wheat penny book. Get them a couple rolls of wheat pennies. It's probably going to cost you $5, $6 a roll. You know, the book's going to cost you $4. You know, less than $20. They can sit at home on a rainy day at the kitchen table and see how many holes they can fill up with the different dates or mint marks they have. That is one of the better ways to teach the younger ones out there and gets them off the Game Boys or Sega. Now I'm really old. The PlayStations. You know, that gets them their minds stimulated to look for dates on coins and fill up their little books. That's the best way to start the younger ones out there. The wheat pennies, it's the cheapest way to go, folks. And you know what? A couple rolls of pennies, 3 rolls of pennies, the book's gonna cost you $20. It's not a lot of money at all. Most coin shops do sell rolls of wheat pennies, or they sell them for 2 or 3 cents a piece, or whatever the case may be. Grab a handful and see what the kids can find, and you know, maybe, you know, you can say, if you do this chore, I'll give you 50 cents, and you can go buy some more wheat pennies and try to fill up the book, you know, eventually. Those are just some tips that I'm coming up with. You know, I see that in the shop that I work for. So, I mean, we got a couple kids that parents do that for them. So if you folks have any questions, please reach out to me. My email is always in the description of every single video. And this, like I said, this video was a little bit different than my normal videos. But I think it was worth it to do this one also. And on the British pennies I told you guys about, yeah, I was able to get some of those big British pennies at another flea market. And I sold the heck out of those too. I really sold the heck out of those. What I did was those, like, I got them for like $5 for $1. And I didn't realize they were like, at that time, they were worth like $2 a piece or so. And I just got, you know, baseball card holders, the little sleeves, put one in there, sold them for $1 a piece. The kids loved them, okay? When they came over, the kids loved them. Yeah, I made a little bit of money off those. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, the kids were happy, the parents were happy. $1, you know, what's $1 from 2008 and now, if you even spend $2 for one, it's really not that much of a big of a difference. Try different items with the kids too. The wheat pennies may work, the silver dimes may work a little bit better, but really, the wheat pennies get a lot of people interested, okay? The wheat pennies really help a lot of people out, and especially the younger ones. And if the book gets ruined or the coins get lost, there's not a lot of value there to begin with. So, I mean, if that gets them going, try it. Good luck. Let me know how it works for you. Coin Shop Chris is now out.